If the descent of Pakistan is from ceremonious civilizations, does it then show a remnant of their fire?
How else are we going to proliferate our regional and popular and folk culture? How? The man, for example, the man who lives in Harappa, I can even quote his name, Amir Baksh. He is a master artisan, the last of his kind. He's a block printer. He's the only one who practices vegetable dyes. The only and the last person who knows how to extract vegetable dyes and how to make prints out of vegetable dyes, something which has come to us from 5,000 years. Now this man is a treasure. He should be a national treasure. He should teach his art to students.
The youth today has lost the roots. They have no concept, no idea. They have no idea about their poetry. They don't have any idea about the Sufic thought, the great music that we have inherited. Little things. They can't even speak their own language, you see. I mean, people living in Punjab do not know what Punjabi is all about. So they cannot read Shah Hussain.
Americans come up to me and say, "Oh, Mr. Mufti, do you have a book on how to play the sarangi?" I don't have one, because there is no such book. It's an oral tradition which only a sarangi player can teach you. A master artisan can give you. A master musician can teach you because he's learnt it by heart. So we have to learn to respect these people. These great master artisans and master musicians, they should be university professors. They should be given honorary degrees and they should be made to sit in university to teach.
It's been 6 decades since the country got independence. The journey during the last 60 years has been both turbulent and triumphant. But the road that lies ahead calls for creative planning and committed execution.
Our only other chance of now making folk culture popular is to teach folk culture in universities. To bring these great master artisans and master musicians into our universities to teach younger people. That is our hope, and that is our last hope.
What needs to be done is to provide the society with institutions, with facilities that will act as a catalyst for bringing out these aspects of culture. I would like to see more art, literature, because these things are what refine human thinking, refine human behavior.
I think now the future lies in telefilms. There's immense scope for it. It's a small budgeted film. It is made or commissioned by a television channel, so the risk is not very much there, but it gives a free rein to the creativity and the creative expression of the telefilm maker.
These differences can be debated upon. A very important aspect of Muslim society is tolerance and debate and discussion, which trickles down from the earliest times. And through that, society will resolve these conflicts. But apart from these basic principles, there are no curbs. Society will decide on the basis of its own dynamics on what it will accept and what it will reject.
What is our position in this debate on what elements are part of the national culture? Are the local elements of our tradition need to be incorporated in the national culture? Perhaps we need to look even further to the genius of art and entertainment who are suppressed and therefore assert themselves in subtle, abstract and anonymous ways. Recognize that the position we take in this debate about culture, whatever position we take, is a political one with implications about what we should value, what we should praise, what we should accept, and what we should teach. When we reflect on this debate and contribute our own voice to the discussion, we must try to listen to the voices of others with awareness, deciding for ourselves what's at stake and how different positions relate to our own. because there are more than 40 shades in Pakistan of not just color but of costumes, languages, beliefs, lifestyles and livelihoods. Probably it's a country where one man's green is another man's purple.